I haven't even had time to receive the entire print run of my new book, Planet Pilaf, from the printing house yet. A new culinary investigation, and I already have a new idea about pilaf. You see, pilaf is an endless topic. After all, even now, many people are still convinced that pilaf must always be onion, carrot, meat, and rice. But those who have read my books have already become acquainted with Bukharan Jewish pilaf, Bach, which contains no carrots, no garlic, and no red pepper either. But there is a lot of fresh herbs, and along with the meat and lamb fat, liver is always included. And as for the rice used in this pilaf, let's just say it's not the worst kind. It's not the zira, not basmati, just ordinary medium grain, maybe even round grain rice. But if it's called pilaf, then the rice absolutely must be soaked in hot water. Many people consider this pilaf too labor intensive because all the ingredients need to be finely chopped. I've even seen Bach prepared by some bloggers who clearly have never actually tasted the original version. They decided to improve it and cut the meat and liver into larger pieces, like supposedly it would taste better that way. No, it won't taste better. The finer the ingredients are chopped, the more flavor they release into their surroundings. And in this case, the surroundings mean the rice. If you want to get really delicious, you could even say unusually delicious rice. Just do everything the way it's been done for centuries, maybe even thousands of years. You won't come up with anything smarter than the traditional recipe. Finely chopping the fat is no problem at all, but you won't be able to chop the liver that finely. You need to blanch it first. Boil it for literally a minute or two in boiling water. Don't throw in too much at once. It should come back to a boil very quickly and then you take it out. Let it cool down a little. All the greens are chopped just as finely. And there should be a lot of greens. Mainly it should be cilantro with a little parsley, a little dill, and a little green onion. Do you have basil? You can add basil too. I think everything is clear here, right? You won't need anything except effort. How is traditional Bach prepared? You take washed rice, mix it with all these chopped ingredients and greens. The most important thing here is not to argue with tradition, but to cook exactly as Bukharan Jews have done for many centuries, even millennia. All of this is mixed together, drizzled with a little vegetable oil, and salt and black pepper are added. And these pouches are stuffed with the resulting filling. They are then tightly tied and boiled in a pot for 4 to 5 hours. Yes, the rice is cooked for 4 to 5 hours and it doesn't get overcooked. You can also make Bach in a Kazan cauldron. But today I want to show you a completely different way to prepare Bach. Every time I show something new, something really good, I encounter fierce resistance. Some people even insult me. They tell me, you don't understand anything, you don't know how to do it, it should be done this way. Today, can I show you how to cook rice if you want to boil it quickly? I'll be cooking this rice for literally 2, 3, at most 4 minutes. I just need it to swell up a little, and then I'll explain everything to you. This isn't a rag, it's a rice boiling net invented by the Japanese. People, generally speaking, are not stupid at all. And if you don't mind me saying, they do know a thing or two about cooking rice. Of course, you can just cook rice in a regular pot and pour it into a colander and so on. Here in the studio, my space is limited, so I'm going to use a more convenient method. There we go, it's come to a boil, and the rice has swollen up a bit. That's enough. Calm down, comrades, I'll explain everything right now. Let the water just drain off. There was 1 kilogram of rice and 300 grams of lamb fat. Usually 300 to 400 grams of liver are used, 300 to 400 grams of meat, and quite a lot of cilantro and other greens. When rice is cooked in bags, whether you like it or not, it absorbs a certain amount of moisture through the fabric. But today I'm going to cook the rice in a completely different way. The only moisture it can get is from the onions, the greens, the meat, and the liver. And also a bit of fat from the lamb fat tail. No cumin is added to Bach, only salt and pepper. I think at least 1.5 tablespoons of salt are needed. but you really need to add quite a lot of black pepper to Bahsh. Black pepper, cilantro and liver. This is the flavor combination that defines the taste of Bahsh. In principle, some fat will render out of the lamb fat tail. But when will that happen? The rice will start sticking together right away. That's why you need a little, about 70 to 80 grams of vegetable oil. Now everything needs to be mixed thoroughly. Every grain of rice should be next to the herbs, the lamb, fat tail, the meat and the liver. So the traditional cooking method is in bags. I still can't get Tatarstan out of my mind. I spent a year and a half working on this book, traveling all over Tatarstan. We ate balish, we ate gubadia. All of these are rice dishes. Rice cooks perfectly inside the dough as well. Today, I want to make bahsh in the form of the Tatar pies or balish. This dough contains eggs, sour cream and butter. For those who really want to know how to make it, we have an entire playlist called Tatar Cuisine on our channel. Just search for Stalik Gubadia or Stalik Balish Zor Balish. And if you're interested, watch how typical Tatar pie dough is made. I will bake the bahsh in this mold. It's quite a large mold. The bottom sheet of dough, the base, should be fairly big. The mold is well greased with butter. The edges must definitely hang over the sides. Watch, you'll understand everything now. You also need a small lid. Tatar. You also need a small lid. Tatar wool. Women would also make a lot of jewelry. You know, they know how to make their pies look really beautiful. Take a look, be sure to check out those Tatar recipes we filmed directly in Tatarstan. But I cook in a manly way. If it tastes good, that's enough. Now, all the filling. So all of this future bahsh goes in here, inside the dough, as much as will fit, of course. I don't know how much will fit. All these Tatar pies, you know, have this cone shape, like little pyramids. Very impressive. Let's try to make ours just as good. And these small leftovers of rice and everything else I'll wrap up in a pouch. Let there be one test piece, just in case. What if nothing works out for us? We fold the dough into pleats and seal it with the lid. I had brushed the base with butter. This lid is also brushed with butter. I think the oven should be set first to 160, maybe 170 degrees. And after an hour or an hour and a half, when the dough is already golden, reduce it to 120 or 130. For the rice, the meat and the liver, this temperature is quite sufficient. Let it sit for 2.5 hours or maybe even 3. Wow, it's turned out heavy. Where should we start? Let's start with the pouch, the traditional one. Who would have thought that so much pilaf could fit into such a small pouch? The rice that lies against the fabric, as a rule, of course, ends up a bit overcooked, right? But it serves as a shell for the rest of the rice. And the rest of the rice, well, basically is also pilaf. Well, now let's see how my idea turned out pilaf in dough. Let's even cut it the way they do in Tatarstan, shall we? Just take a look at this. This pilaf is something to be proud of. Here, everything turned out perfectly right. If here, well, what can you do? That's how it is bahsh. when you cook it the traditional way in pouches. Sometimes it turns out just perfectly with each grain of rice separate. It all depends on the rice too. And this one, well, it's just a beauty. If only you knew just how truly satisfying and exciting it is to finally open up something, especially when you still don't know how it turned out, right? The anticipation really builds up since no one could check on it or see inside at all during the entire cooking process. And suddenly everything is perfect. Look, just admire it. Isn't it good? A perfect bahsh. So, what's in these boxes? Let's open them up too. You know, it's exactly the same story here. You open the box and have no idea what's inside. How did that happen? Hold on. Look at this, it's amazing. Take a look. I had seen the cover. They had already sent me the cover. But I haven't seen the pages yet. Well, how are they? Amazing. Some people kept wondering, why did you order paper from China? Isn't there any paper in Russia? In Russia there's as much paper as you want. But unfortunately I am the only one who takes such photographs in books now. And to make sure these photos are printed properly, you need this kind of paper, the most expensive, the very best. But just look at it. Isn't it a miracle? A huge collection of new recipes. Tatar pilaf, Chechen pilaf, traditional pilaf. And here it is. Here is bahsh. This is the very bahsh that we've just rediscovered and prepared in a new way. As I've said many times, this book has 440 pages. This is a new second edition of the book. The first edition was on sale for 10 years and sold wonderfully. Here, 240 pages are completely new. You can buy these books through Ozon or Wildberries. If you want to get one with my autograph, it's not too late. You can order it on my website, Stalik, Ru, and individual packaging. I requested that each book also be put in individual packaging so that it will arrive to you packaged just like this. See, each one in its own box. Similar? Do I look like myself here? So, dear friends, I accept your congratulations both on the new ПЛОВ and the new book, Planet ПЛОВ. A new culinary exploration. Enjoy your meal. Happy reading, wishing you success, happiness, health, and a great mood.